been a while. Hello. We're
Hello.
back playing Numenera on Chaos and Neutral Games. It has been a while, but life gets in the way. How are we all doing?
Yeah, good.
Feeling
Good,
ready for
yeah.
this? What's probably
No.
going to be slightly odd game of Numenera?
Yes.
I know
Obviously.
exactly what's going to happen from start to finish.
Good.
I've foreseen it.
That's very good because I don't. So
I'll give you some pointers from the depths of my Cassandra vision.
good stuff.
Nice.
I won't believe you. Before we have to get into any of it, though, we do have some lovely titles. See you in a minute. And welcome back. Last time we were in Cedrin's Pass, a pass through the Black Riage. You had escaped the Violet Veil, this sub-dimension that had been co-opted by the Lady Vice, who was doing some experiments. I'm not going to pass judgment one way or the other. You did that yourselves. So you carried on after returning and finding all your friends back in the campsite. You carried on through Cedrin's Pass, where, shock horror, there was an ambush, where you were told you were probably going to be ambushed, but all of you forgot because it had been like 3 days in game time, but possibly 2 months outside of game. So you immediately forgot that this was the Silver Stars. And a bad roll, a natural one. There was lots of natural ones that last game, I seem to remember. A natural one told us that they were obviously slavers and all horrible, horrible people. They weren't trying to do anything good. So you went on the offensive. And won. I'm going to gloss over that slightly because it was quite brutal. There was some pretty cool gravity tricks, some jaunting up the side of this pass and interfering with their electronics to make the trap they had set fail. But after an extended conflict, a fight for the ages, you managed to subdue or kill all of them, and found yourselves in a position to negotiate. They are not happy, but hey, they are stuck with the situation. So, here you are in the pass. Several of them asleep, all of them tied up now. Matilda and the rest are stuck, or not stuck, they are trying to put together one of the carts that got destroyed.
Oh yeah.
Remind me, at this point, do we know that they're not slavers? Have we figured that out yet? Or...
Yes.
Give me a roll.
Oh,
Everyone else has figured it out. I'm trying to see if Mazia's figured it out.
No.
That is a 19.
Oh,
You
wow.
can now see the silver star on all of their breasts.
I think I could see that before.
Oh,
They
yes.
were just definitely slavers.
It's just now
Um,
clicked with you.
Ah. Well, they might still be slavers. You never know.
So, let me get this right. You are blaming us for starting this, even though you were the ones who ambushed us.
Right, yeah, but all we wanted to do was just stop you and see if you had anything important on. Like, we weren't gonna hurt you if you complied. We weren't even gonna take any of your stuff.
Where was the sign to designate that before we entered the pass?
Well, generally, when you're stopped in the middle of a pass, like, don't immediately start killing everyone. I don't know. We haven't been all murdered so far. Seems to have worked so far, I don't know.
Well, or maybe, here's a suggestion, don't ambush people. Especially people who are on their way to somewhere and that you are holding up.
Well, I don't know what to say. Like, you... If you hadn't have started fighting us, we wouldn't have started fighting you. It would have been all, like, hunky-dory, and we weren't
You
going to attack.
ambushed
Like,
us
there was no
first.
way we were going to attack you. You made the first move.
You made the first move by ambushing us in the first place. Anyway, this is absolutely pointless. Okay, so we understand that your leader, Sintra, is
Yeah.
no longer with you,
No.
as are several of your other compadres.
Including that fella. Pointing at the fella who you found in the Violet Vale.
Ah, yes, sandwich eater. You can have him back.
Sandwich eater. The devourer.
Did you not wonder where Sintra and your fellow Silver Star people might have gone?
Well, yeah.
But you did nothing about it.
Not yet. We were working up to it.
Are you really in charge?
I'm the most in charge. I'll be honest.
I'd known you.
Since Sintra's gone, we've been pretty fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, this is all very nice, but I think we have places to be. Meredith, have you? How long will it be until you finish the fixing the wheel?
You are roundly ignored.
Never listens to me.
It's weird that, isn't it?
So sorry, say that again.
I'll go over and see if I can help because I've got no time for these people. They're
So-
just thugs.
Yes, I might be making this up, but I seem to remember that Mazia had a cipher which was
I had
molded
used
into a wheel.
metal, or it makes a shape.
Yes.
And I had used that to sort of patch up the wheel or make a new wheel. I can't remember which one I did.
Yes, yes. So the wheel was fixed, but the hovering thing underneath is still broken. But it's enough to get going with, and you're going to a place with more roads than the Beyond.
Right. Matilda, what would you like to do with these people?
Why are you asking? I don't know. They're not taking anything from it. They're not coming with us.
Well, I wasn't going to suggest that.
Right? What do you suggest?
I have absolutely no clue
Well,
what to do with them.
You've seemed to have been in more fights where you've won than me. I don't tend to deal with bandits in this way.
Right.
Why not just, leave them?
Right.
I mean, they're very unorganized, and really they should have a sign or, communicate that something.
Yes.
We're not the only people who might come through here, and, will be a little bit unhappy about being ambushed. Really sorry about that, by the way, but you should probably have a sign.
We thought you were slavers, or I wouldn't have gone quite so hard on your boys up there.
You do look like slavers, and maybe you should have some sort of identifying symbol so that everyone knows you're not slavers.
There are just like heads turning and looking at each other and like down at their uniforms. They don't have uniforms; they just have the one symbol.
Can I suggest that I might sound like a stuck record here because I've said this many times, but signage.
Yeah.
Signage. If you have a sign that says, "We're not ambushing you," and then
Well,
another one that says,
they were ambushing us, but they
Maybe
weren't
not
going to.
hurt.
ambushing, but we're not really going to hurt you. Something like that.
Try and
And then another
soft
one that
launch
says-
it, you know?
Sintry
Yeah.
used to shout first, and we haven't really decided who was going to do the shouting.
Well,
And
that's
then we
a-
just kind of went.
Who's got the biggest voice? Go on, shout really loud. Shout, "Hey, you down there!" All of you, in turn.
There
I'm the
is
biggest
a
boy.
cacophony. They don't take turns. They just shout. It's like,
I pick someone. You're in charge.
what?
There you go. You shout. Say, "Hey, you down there! We're not going to hurt you, but this is an ambush."
Hey, you down there. This is an ambush. We're not going to hurt you.
See,
that's good.
There you go.
That's
You have a
fair,
system
yeah.
now. Now move along.
That will resonate beautiful in this
Walks off.
valley as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Watch out for
Beautiful baritone voice there. That'll carry for miles.
Trenton, did you want that device out of the wall?
No,
You sure?
not really.
Right. Well, here's my suggestion. Sintra, I think, may not be returning.
Oh. Shit.
Sandwich Boy over there can probably explain. Graydon.
Grodon.
Grodon. I can't. That's why I said Sandwich Boy. Yes, Grodon. Graydon. Sandwich Boy will be able to inform you of things that have occurred. We highly recommend some decent shouting, maybe some signage, and yes. I mean, you are really annoying, Lord. Oh, what the hell was he called? Edron. So, well done there.
He's very pissed off.
Very.
By all accounts.
Astrin.
Asdrin.
Edgelord.
Right, yeah. We're... Yeah.
Okay, well, untie yourselves and yeah, I'll loosen the command on the ones that would keep tying themselves up. But like, and we'll just be on our way. Have you got anything useful that we can have?
Oh, by the way, this is an ambush. See,
We're not
the
gonna hurt you.
communication
No.
is
I feel we've already done the hurting though, so
might be a bit late.
I mean it's not really an ambush. It's more compensation for like wrecking a perfectly good wagon.
He like reaches into his pockets and empties, a couple of shins, bit of string. They don't have much on him. There's a couple of those ray casters that would sending nets out.
Oh, yeah. All right. I'll have those shins and that net thing. Thank you.
Yeah, felt you take it off just nonplussed. Everyone is just kind of a bit shell shocked.
Right. Let's get on then. No time to dally. Good day.
And you with the voice. What's your name?
Grime,
You're in charge now.
right? You lot, figure out how to get back up to the top.
Natural leader. Natural.
We're doing great.
So, ahead of you, there is a large broken pillar of stone. Remind me, did you manage to get through it last time?
We got the front and the back wagons out via Rhodes and his Caloptor manipulations. The middle one we couldn't move because it had been broken, but now presumably we've fixed it, we should be able to pass by too.
Yep, that seems perfectly reasonable to me. So that's what happens. The second cart starts rolling on its wheels. It squeaks horribly. They stop and oil the bearings, and then they move on. The humming of the other two carts leading you onwards through Cedrin's Pass, and eventually, a day or two later, out into direct sunlight rather than the reflected sunlight you've been getting from above and a little bit at midday. You are now back in the Steadfast. Civilization, or
Wow.
what seems to you like civilization. There's plenty of civilization out there. It's a very Steadfast-centered worldview. A lot of you have. But yes, roads, proper roads. Not paved, but at least marked here. And Matilda, roads under the direction of Matilda, turns you northwards. And onwards to Threest. Threest is quite a large city, as these things go. Somewhere in the region of 1 million people.
Oh, wow.
The largest place that you've seen on this journey. Some of you have been to larger cities, but not by much. Key, I think, is one of the only larger cities, and that's somewhere in the region of 3 million. So,
Okay.
big place. You can see it as you move north. Below you, it's kind of at the foothills of the Black Riage, right on the River Septim. You can see that there's sorry, I've misread somewhere. It's 1.5 million in the whole place. It's about 25,000 in Threest.
Okay.
I thought that was wrong.
Did sound big.
Yeah. But Threest is still fairly big. There's a kind of a weird thing going on in Threest that Matilda fills you in briefly. There's politics. There's politics happening. There's like the royal palace is here, but the regent rules from elsewhere with a child king. Honestly, most of Threest is a shithole, but it has a very good market. So we go for the market and we get on a boat because fastest way down to Key from Threest is the River Septim. Plus, it gives us time to try and fix the floating thing before we get off these roads. But we'll be floating down the river for a week or two. Then we'll be to Key, and that, I believe, is where our contract ends.
Yes.
Unless
Indeed.
you fancy carrying on. We could do with as much as you've been a pain in my arse. And believe me, you have been a pain in my arse. It's been interesting having you along. With
Saved your life. Stopped you then.
oh yeah, but we also wouldn't have necessarily been in that many life-threatening situations if you hadn't been with us. So it's swings and roundabouts.
I
All an
mean,
adventure, though, isn't it?
technically, you were asking us to do all of these things that cause these problems. So
True. And I wouldn't have asked you if you hadn't been there.
Why there?
I think in general you've made us a profit.
I should bloody hope so. Right.
Where are you planning on going after Key?
Not sure. We were going to stay in Key for a little while and plot our next journey. We might go north.
To Shalamas, maybe?
Yeah. It's been a while since we've been through the Navarine, actually. Might be worth going up there. Some good eating up there.
Certainly is. It's my home.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I've been away a little bit too long, and I need to
Oh.
get back to school. So, but I may give you a note from my father, just to let him know that I'm okay, that my gap year has gone well, and that I will be, well, back in Vathka, put it that way.
Sorry,
Where I belong.
who is your father? Is it anyone I would recognise the name of?
Oh, I do have notes. Yes, Brennett Brook. He runs Brook Trading House. You may have heard of it. He is a merchant.
That certainly rings a bell.
Ever dealt with? You ever trade in liquid silk? My sister is one of the merchants there.
Looks over at George, and George goes through one of the boxes of ledgers that sits behind him on his bit of the cart, and he yeah, we did some brief deals last time we were through.
There you go. You would have dealt with them. Hopefully, fair trades. Pride ourselves on that.
It's a small world.
Well, it certainly is, and I haven't seen them for a little while, but yes, it's best that I go to Vathka at the moment. That's definitely where I'll be heading.
Ah, that's a pity.
But, I'll put in a good word for you.
Oh, I appreciate it. I'm sure we've got some sealing wax somewhere. In fact, I know we've got some sealing wax somewhere. We'll get it properly sealed. Make sure that it doesn't look like I've put in a good word for myself.
Wonderful.
Not that I would do that, of course.
No, indeed.
I trust you. But first of all, to Key.
First of all, to Threest and then to Key, yes. And down you go. Into the city whose sound effects I do not have set up properly because I am a bad GM.
Oh no!
No.
It's not about
would
sound
not-
effects.
3 out of 10. Not play again.
Wow, if it was about sound effects.
I guess we've got to reevaluate this whole thing.
There we go. Let's get that market going. That's too small a market. Come on. That's the market I was looking for.
I've just realised my sounds aren't working.
No.
Has the volume set up?
It's not connecting.
No.
Oh dear.
Rude. That is rude.
It is, isn't it?
I can always stop and host again if you really want to.
No, it's fine. I will survive with no sound.
This is a
You'll
market
have
sound.
to watch it.
I can just
on-
hear
sounds.
you instead.
Rhubarb.
You just have to watch it on the YouTube and then get the sound effect too.
Oh, we can watch that on YouTube.
You can.
On our YouTube channel, Chaotic
Yes.
Neutral Game.
We're not there yet.
Too early.
Okay.
But yes, through this city, which dilapidated, definitely dilapidated. It is an old city that hasn't been maintained very well until you get down to the river, where indeed, as described, the market is bustling, busy, and old. But it is. There's a lot of people there. Barges loading, unloading at the market, and hawkers calling for passengers. Your 3 carts set up in the market as you have before, with Aldo and Alia taking the lead on actually setting up the stall and making the sales, leaving you with a little time to wander around Threest as Matilda. What's the word?
Barters.
Yes. Tries to secure. That's the word I was looking for. Secure passage down the river. She did not have anything sorted because she knew there was going to be enough here.
what's the sort of general vibe of the place, other than people trying to sell? Like, does it tend to be happy? Are people glad to be here, or is it a little bit shifty?
It's nervy. The city is, as I said, dilapidated. There's a very clear kind of class divide between the merchant class and everyone else. And so the merchants are nervy about everyone else, and everyone else is kind of looking at the merchants.
Interesting.
Is there anything specific you would like to do in Threest? If not, we can fast forward a bit and get on the river.
I think the only thing Clegy would say to Matilda is, right, you need to find some ciphers, oddities, or something if you want us to repair that floating device on your wagon.
Oh, I'm sure we'll be able to do that. She leads you around the market after her discussions with a barge, a boatman. I think that's the word. I want to say a bargeman, but that's definitely not like a noun phrase.
A
Definitely
gondolier.
bit more than a gondolier. But yeah, she will happily like take you around the market, and she seems a lot more settled now she's in the Steadfast. Her demeanor has definitely changed, especially towards you lot. Now being in the place where a lot of the work that was done in the Beyond now reaps benefits. Sales are to be made. You unload. You can see them unloading the curved wood from the slant milieu for some boat builders here. They're probably just going to take it downstream themselves, but here they will make a good profit, and then they don't have to lug it down the stream themselves. Down the stream, down the river.
I try and get a map of the area, please.
Yeah. It's not actually too hard to procure here. The Steadfast is pretty well mapped in general. The only bits that are kind of less well mapped are Scorpion's Reach, because it keeps changing all the time. And the very far north and very far south. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's difficult to get a map here at all. Probably a couple of shins,
Yeah.
If there's nothing
Letty is mostly staying inside the caravan because she's now in territory where people might recognize her.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, so you stay one night in Threest. Just a place overlooking the market, probably quite expensive, but Matilda feels like she has enough to splash out and have nice lodgings. Not that your previous lodgings haven't been nice, they've just been more shared space. Each of you has your own bedroom in this one. Very fancy.
Wow.
Not everyone gets a market view, of course, but Philo and Nimchek are also in their own rooms, although Nimchek still elects to sleep under the cart. Although he is advised to sleep in the cart rather than under the cart here, just to be safe. It's not so much sleeping openly in these kind of places. You may well get rolled over and your pockets picked in your sleep. What?
I don't know why I'm looking at Letty when you said that. I don't know why.
It's weird, that, isn't it?
I have never rolled over anybody.
The next day, I know what sound I was missing. I was missing this sound. There we are. River sounds. That's what we need. The next day, there is a morning of selling as you offload the last few bits and pieces, and you pick up the ciphers and stuff for repairs that you bartered for yesterday, and get yourself onto quite a large barge. You have space for all 3 of the carts and all of the animals. Rhodes comes with you all. And also space to camp on the big flat surface of the barge. There is only one cabin, which Matilda and George have taken. The the person sailing the barge is sleeping on the deck with the rest of you.
Had one night of luxury.
One night of luxury before, camping, probably posting up by the side of the river or in a city and slumming it a little bit.
When I just want to add this little detail, when Letty's not dangling her feet in the river, she's taking the kids out on small flights so that they can like sort of dip their feet in and just like go up and down the river a little bit.
Nice.
And if any of the gang is like keen on it, she's more than happy.
Mizzy will definitely take her up on that.
Yeah. Just seeing you like next to the kids, staring really like, what if I could also do this?
Cleege would want to, but would be like, can't do that. But Cleege would like to effect some sort of crafting thing in order to help Trenton repair the floaty wagony thing.
Yeah.
While we're doing this.
Sure. So, as this big flat-bottomed barge moves down the river, Threest fades away into the background, and you are once again in a fairly quiet area. A bit of bustle before back to your usual tranquility. You get to work on the cart. It is a sufficiently stable way you can lift it up and get to work on the device underneath. Tell me how you are fixing this.
So my plan was to take some of the ciphers and oddities that we have acquired.
Yep.
And basically craft something out of it. So what has Trenton determined to be the issue, I guess?
Let's get a diagnosis roll from Trenton.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. How do we play new now again? 16.
And tell me what
I've
skills
got-
are useful.
Yeah. So I've got repairing, and I'm now specialised in repairing.
Very nice. So that would be up to what? A
22.
Sorry?
22.
A 22. Yep. Which is a level 7. So yeah, you can understand what's happened here. Very simple.
And I could probably take my time about this as well, because this is going to take a little while.
Yeah. Very simple. A section of it got crushed by the pillar when it was moving. Was it Letty's attack?
I think my attack dislodged some rocks.
That was it. Yes.
Yeah.
Was.
It sheared off, and either way, it crushed a corner of this, which turns out to be a regulator. It still has a safety override, so you could flip it on, but you wouldn't be able to control how high it floats. So, up
And
to you.
is it one corner of like 4?
Yes, yeah, it's kind of a diamond shape underneath the cart.
Yeah. Can I not just take... Oh, hold on. What have I got? I don't know anything that I have. Can I not just... can I spend a lot of time just trying to fashion a new regulator out of what we have?
You absolutely can.
Or at least try to.
Yeah, the better you tell me what bits and pieces you're using creatively, the kinder I'm going to be on the roll.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to go I'm actually going to create a machine companion here. And I'm
Okay.
going to create rather than just fashioning a new component, I'm going to make an entirely new robotic companion who, as long as I'm nearby it, I can basically embed this machine in. This machine will do the regulating for me, and I can control it at a distance. So I'm going to spend. It is a level 3 machine companion.
Trenton, it's an intriguing idea, but what about when we leave them?
Oh, we don't care. Once we get to Key, we'll be able to find a replacement. Big city. We'll be fine.
Right, but it seems okay. No, carry on.
Decent stopgap now, and also it'll
Yeah.
have personality. In
Carry on.
fact, I might be able to replace all 4 with it, and then I'll be able to just go left over here, come by, and then the thing will just follow me. It'd be great.
I mean, I cannot see why Matilda or George would object. Carry on. I mean, you're fixing
Or
it,
as they
aren't
know,
you?
I'm just replacing the regulator.
Indeed.
And I'm going to create, just a little, basically just a jet-powered little robot, little drone thing, and I'm going to fit it into where that device was.
So creating that machine companion, I presume, just costs you points or something.
It does, yes.
Yeah. And then actually fitting it into the device, I am going to take a roll for that. But it'll be a
Okay, so
little
that'll
easier
be-
than actually trying to fix it, because you've already got a thing that can reason. That's the important
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. So,
Somewhat.
yeah, specialize in electrical machines and repairing.
Yeah.
Um,
So I'm going to call this a difficulty 5 to integrate
Okay.
it. So if you're specialised in electrical machines, that brings it down to a 3. And if you've got you're specialised in repairing, right?
I am.
Brings it down to a 1.
Okay, and I rolled 13.
Lovely.
Nice.
So yeah, over the next few days, floating down the river, camping alongside, you fashion this mechanical friend who
It kind of looks like just like a disc with little big buggly eyes on it, which it doesn't need at all. I've just done that for personality.
Yep.
And a little mouth that sometimes turns up and sometimes frowns. I've set it to random, and kind of looks like little crab arms, which kind of hold it up as well. So it looks like a crab that's holding this big thing up, smiling and frowning occasionally.
Has it got a name?
Not yet, no. Would you like to name it?
We probably should name it. He looks like he should have a name.
I thought you said Keith for a second. It looks like Keith.
I think it could be Keith. He does look a bit like a Keith, doesn't it?
Okay.
Does
There
it?
you go.
When we say Keith, does the robot does the mouth go up or does it go down?
Okay. Evens, it goes up. Odds, it goes down. Evens, it goes up. It likes it.
It likes it. Keith, it is. It is Keith.
An ancient and storied name.
So there you go. Keith the crab.
Very
Keith the crab robot is now holding up the
Nice.
thing.
lovely.
So, in order to keep the subterfuge going, Kliji is actually going to craft something. So he actually looks like he's done something with the ciphers and oddities he asked Matilda to buy for this reason.
Okay.
So, what, crafting roll?
Yeah.
And I will do. Oh, my life.
So what are you trying to craft? What's happening here?
Okay, so it's going to have to be something that's sort of vaguely mechanical looking, to do with movement.
Okay, mechanical to do with movement.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I am now specialised in crafting Numenera.
Lovely.
I am trained in understanding Numenera. Don't know if that's applicable. I don't think anything else will help. Not at the moment, no. And crafting is intellect.
Yes, it is.
So I'm going to put in. Ooh. Oh, we've refreshed, haven't we? So I'm going to put
it's
in
been
like
days.
3 levels of effort. Big spender.
Okay,
Right, and then I'm rolling.
lovely.
Come on, roll high for me. Damn, you're not high enough. I got an 11.
An 11 with how many additions?
So 2 for specialised in crafting,
Okay, so we're up to
3
17.
effort.
3 levels of effort.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so you end up with a fair, like a couple of ciphers. You end up with a cable projector.
Ooh.
As it suggests, a cable or rope with a powerful spike can project it up to a long range, embeds itself solidly, and then the cipher can retract the rope later or pull it extremely taut. You can also attach it to both ends if you need. We'll also give you a... no, I can't give you a tether as well. That's... No, not that. Let's go for something else. Let's go for something mechanical and moving. Something... Just
So many to choose from.
Ooh. Yes, this isn't necessarily something you create, but something you find. No, it's something you create from a seed boat. You find a way to minify a boat that you drop in water and then suddenly becomes a flat-bottomed
Love it.
boat that can hold 10 human-sized creatures.
Wow.
Ow. What levels are these?
They're both a D6.
Ah, a D6. See, I didn't get a D6 ready.
Yeah, but does it have a name?
Doesn't have a name.
3 for the cable projector, and a 3 again for the seed boat.
Well, there you go.
Nice.
So, oh, sorry.
I was going to say, Mazia, do you have any space in your bag?
No, but
I thought you took the metal thing out of your bag.
I
last
do.
time.
Yes. I was just counting them. Yes, I do have some space in my bag. But that sounds. We're never go. Are we ever going to need a boat in a hurry?
I mean, we're on the river. Do you want to take a power siphon?
What does that do?
Transfers power from one device to another.
Haven't you used that already?
I think then didn't Clued you fix it?
Yeah.
You were planning
can't-
to use it on something which broke in the Violet Veil and didn't
Yes.
use it because it broke.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Do you want that? Or I've got a metal patch. I've got plenty of things. I need to get rid of them. I've got too much.
Sure. Give me something that pass me something that you don't think will that we won't need in a hurry.
Have the power siphon because I can charge up Numenera myself.
All right, I'll take that then.
Okie doke.
And oh, that's a 10.
Yay! Into the bag. I'll send you
Into the
details.
bag it goes. Thanks.
Okay. So, this is where I don't know what happens. This is where we get interesting. This is where we get a little experimental. This is a technique that I've used many times for short journeys, or, well, long journeys in-game, but for short periods of time. We are going to be describing the journey together. Because it's the Steadfast, interesting things happen slightly less often. Only slightly less often. But it turns out there are exactly 4 interesting things which happen on the journey along the river. Oh, look, there's 4 of you. Each of you are going to pitch an interesting thing, and then we're going to collectively come up with the story together. We might need roles, we might use some ciphers up, but it's going to be a short, self-contained adventure that's more kind of improvised and described together than I provide an adventure for you all to play. So slightly different from what we do normally, but hopefully still interesting. And now you get to see how I do these things, which is with very little planning.
But you're good at that. Some of us need lots of planning.
Well, we'll see. So, does anyone have anything for the first half of the journey? For the River Septim, it doesn't have to be tied to a specific place. In fact, I know that we've got a couple of things which are tied to a specific place further down the river. So if you've got any ideas for an adventure, shout them out. You're all going to have to do one.
I've already given my suggestion.
So, one suggestion that I was thinking of was you've got a couple of bits and pieces, like almost quests you've picked up along the way. Things like the giant's thing, the tracker for...
Yeah.
You could... maybe that goes off one day, or maybe Nimchek's device does something, or if there's like a particular bit of backstory for one of the characters that you want to explore a bit. Something
To
interesting
find
happens
out
along.
about Nimchek. I really do want to find out about Nimchek. Not going to lie.
What was Nimchek's device again? It was just this massive...
Oh yeah, it's a huge thing under a tarp, which they've been dragging the whole way.
Okay.
We've not been allowed to see.
Correct.
No, we don't know what it is. The ones that listened, so who listened to the whispers? 3 of us did, didn't they?
Yeah.
So I think
I
Mazir
listened too
forgot the
hard.
whisper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mazir forgot the whisper. Kleegi gave it to Letty, but did write a note
Yeah, you've got kind of
Around
a
the-
vague idea,
of what it could be about. Yeah.
and Letty has the exact whisper still, I believe.
Yeah.
I should look that up. I forgot I had that.
That's alright, it's in some of my notes somewhere.
It was about episode 8, 9. It was, I think, something like that. So Kleegi, all the way through, has been trying to engage Nimchek in some sort of conversation, but has basically failed, as far as I can tell. However, Philo seems to have been more successful.
Yes, indeed.
So I think Kleegi is going to go to Philo one evening and go, Philo,
Yes?
you're friends with Nimchek, right?
Well, I would like to think we are friends. I would definitely call us friendly, yes.
I have some worries about him, about when he returns home, but I don't feel that he responds to me like he responds to you.
Oh, well, so what kind of worries do you have for them? They seem quite happy. I do not know.
So, you know they've been bringing this thing since before we met them.
Yes, yes.
I think it's significant for when he returns home, and just I can't put my finger on it, but just feels like I don't know what. It just feels like something's not gonna go right for him, and I don't know.
Well, I'm afraid our conversations have not turned to, well, the past much. We talk about, the recent past, the future, the distant past, but not the middle range past. There is a blind spot and, an object we do not talk about, I'm afraid. He avoids it as much as possible.
I don't know. Okay. Anything you can do to. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Please, Philo, just don't know.
I would prefer not to push it. I would consider Nimchek a friend and would not want to lose a friend. But if you truly believe it is for the better, I will push it. That is.
I'm. Do you know what? No, just leave. No, because no, you shouldn't lose a friend. No, leave it. There must be another way, another manner.
Okay. If I do hear anything that I am not sworn to secrecy, I will share, of course.
Of course. Thank you.
By the way, try some of this fish.
Thank you.
Lovely grilled bit of fish, freshly caught, lovely. 3 eyes, of course, because it's Numenera.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, not so. It's a flat fish. It's got 2 eyes on the top and 1 eye looking down.
Cool. Did I ever scan the thing that...
I don't think you have.
Thing around? Did you ever ask me to?
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't think I would. I have no interest in it. I think if I'd have seen it and it was a little bit machine-like, I'd be like, "Ooh, really want to find out what that is." But because it's just a thing covered in tar.
Letty's been super curious as well, but she's liked Nimchek too much to take a look.
I think Mazia probably thought about it once and was like, I wonder what's under there, and then promptly forgot all about it. just like the thing that we've actually, like the battery thing that we brought. She was like, oh, that's really interesting. And then it was just on the cart, and she has not thought about it since.
Yeah, I mean,
she's
at this
probably
point,
forgot that's even why they're here.
At this point, they are very much like at the bottom of the pile in the cart. Like it's been rearranged enough times, and these never come out, so they just get pushed to the side into the back. So they are very much hidden.
When Nimchek spends the night under the cart, is it because he wants to be by the thing, or just because he likes being outside?
Give me an insight kind of roll. It's definitely an intellect of some kind.
Oh, my D20 was right in front of me. I was being super blind. Have I got any set? I've got visual perception to look at facial cues.
I don't think so in this case, particularly because Nimchek is Vargellan, for those who've forgotten. Big red fin, fish-like eyes, wide mouth. Harder to read for someone who understands human facial expressions.
Well, that's not Mazia, so that's good. Yeah, I don't think I have anything in this at all, but I do get a free point of effort in intellect, and we're on the road, we've got time. I'll put in another point as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a 4. I would like to re-roll that, please, because I would really like to know what's going on.
Absolutely.
Wait. Mark down my XP before I forget. Oh, 18.
They sleep under the same cart every time. They are very careful about making sure that they can see around when they are asleep with it. When they like bury themselves, like I mentioned this, I think the first time you met them, dug a hole,
Yeah.
big shield, but there is always a gap where they can see the thing or an entrance to the, they're definitely trying to keep an eye on the thing they're carrying.
What are they doing on the boat? Because presumably they can't dig a hole in the boat.
No, they're quite happy to, just sleep under the cart.
Yeah.
It was when he didn't have a covering over his head, he would dig a hole and
Okay.
cover it. It's under the cart. He's quite happy to not.
Yeah, I think if Mazia sort of overhears sort of Cleege talking about it, she's not particularly interested. Damn it, Mazia, why are you not more interested in this thing? He's told, he clearly doesn't want to talk about it, and I think Mazia just is like, okay, we don't talk about it, and has just moved on completely. But if he overhears, like if Cleege ever says anything, Mazia will be like, oh yeah, he never leaves it. He's always watching it.
Yeah.
It's really, really bizarre.
I think
Quite
for the sake of
fascinating.
story, you smell the fish finished, and you come back to the campfire at the end of this conversation between Cleege and Philo.
But yeah. Excellent Philo.
I'm very glad. I wasn't entirely sure what kind of fish it was, so I wasn't sure how to season it, but it seems I have intuited somewhat. It is always good to do a tester. A small amount that cooks very quickly, that you can get the essence, and then you build from there.
Good.
Philo notices that one of the fish is missing, and then looks up and sees Letty on the other side of the campfire.
Philo, by the way, has been taking the opportunity to actually swim. It has been a long time for him. He is an aquatic creature. He's just been in the beyond for a long, long time, which is a lot of barren deserts, honestly, particularly in the north where you found him. So yeah, he has been, swimming along and like breaching along the side.
Has he demonstrated his bubble speak then? Because he's been underwater.
Oh yeah, he probably would have for all of you if you'd have asked.
Yes, definitely. Cleege would definitely have asked. What did that bubble speak sound like?
I don't know. What do you think it sounds like?
Oh, damn it! I have no
Judo
idea.
toss.
I will just be making noises. Like it's not gonna. It is exactly the bubble noises that you would make. Yep.
I don't think it was that, Letty. I think it was more like... I just... Yes! Oh, damn it, Philo. That was you. I don't know.
We talking about Nimchek still?
Oh. I
Yeah,
forget you...
Did you ever look under there and see what it was?
Never did in the end.
No, it's... peculiar.
I've got the whisper that they heard. I believe you had it for a time, Cleege. I'm not sure if you can remember it after the passing it on.
No, I just know that I've got this feeling that, like I had to help in some way. But I can't remember why I had to help. Just
If I say it out loud, I wouldn't be able to remember. So, there's not a lot in the whisper. It won't go well for him, I don't think.
yeah.
Have you told him that?
But they had the whisper first. I think they gave it up.
Well, so he probably can't. Well, they probably can't remember.
Maybe they chose not to.
Yeah, you seem to remember that they wanted to give it up as quickly as possible.
Sometimes people need to do things even if they know it won't work.
It's true.
Have we heard things that have been fated by whispers that have like we haven't really heard a whisper be a prediction of the future, have we?
No, they're more a prediction of the present, like
Yeah.
of the way things are rather than the way things will be.
Okay. I believe that everybody's in charge of their own fate. Because a whisper says that things aren't going to end well. And check. Like all of us, we're in charge of whatever we do, and I don't think he has anything to worry about. We should support him on his journey, and as we always have been doing. And other than that, I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Just,
But maybe keep an eye on him as he gets closer to his destination.
but you remember on the bridge when you gave him that weapon?
Yeah, he didn't like that.
He really didn't like that.
Well, some people are pacifistic, and I admire that. You know, he was it was a stressful situation, and I was encouraging him to defend himself with violence, and I didn't think anything of it. You know, my brother's a bit of a bully, and I grew up in that kind of environment where, you know, I'm no good at it, but I can pull hair and poke eyes and, you know, slap people off as much as I can. But some people just won't do that at all, and as I say, I admire that. It's nice. It's lovely. He's a big, strong person, and he doesn't want to use that for violence. He wants to show his strength and his solidity. And whispers shouldn't make him afraid or make him change his course, and it hasn't. Changed their course, and it hasn't. So I say, let's forget about the whisper and just support him, Jack. As he goes
If they
on.
wanted help, they'd ask.
Exactly. Do you know where we're heading? Are they heading towards Key?
Yes.
That's their final destination, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were aiming for a place fairly near Vathica, so probably would be joining you for most of the journey back. A place which on this map is incredibly pixelated. That's really annoying. It begins with a C.
It's because I spilt water on the map. That's the problem.
Yes, that's
You know, and my bad.
Just, I don't
And
know.
also, if you wanted to find out what's under there, I can have a look if you like.
I think it'd be better to be me or Mazia. I'm the one that people expect to find stuff. And Mazia, you got the hang of that light stuff pretty quickly. I thought I was pretty smart on that one. You went fully invisible last time.
Oh, yeah, but you did it first. You know, I wouldn't have thought about it if you hadn't have showed me how to do it. I just wouldn't have occurred to me. We make a
No,
good
but
team.
what I mean is, I can look from here. You know, I can scan. I can figure out what it's made of, and
Right.
if you
I
like,
thought that.
no one will never know.
It's just like I can't shake the worry. Like it's just nagging. It's been nagging at the back of my head for pretty much ever since we met him. Something's going on, but do we have that right?
No, but we've done a lot of things that we probably didn't have the right to do, and
Trying to think,
mean-
can you do it without being detected?
As long as Nimjack isn't looking.
That chance of that, I think, from what Mazia said earlier. Where did my accent go there? Christ. Who's that?
Well-
Who's Christ? Don't know who that is.
Well, if Nimjack is ever working somewhere else on the barge, then why don't I have a quick scan? Until
Yeah.
then,
he has dinner and stuff away from it, I presume. And
There you
he
go.
chats. He chats
Right.
with Philo.
Tomorrow night, when Nimchek's having dinner, I'll go and scan their package.
Okay, that's a plan. Yeah. God.
It takes a few days for Philo to work up the courage to give you the signal. He's nervous about it, but he will do it because he genuinely believes it's for the best. By the way, Nimchek is from Glavis, which is the capital of Anquan, which is the kingdom. It's not a kingdom. I don't think it has a king.
No, I'm thinking of somewhere else.
Oh no, it is a kingdom. Yeah, it does have a king. Of the same place that you're at. Yeah. So Scorpion's Reach is part of Anquan.
Okay.
But Glavis is a reasonably large city.
Okay.
So yeah, Philo, with probably with Cleege's help, distracting Nimchek for enough time for you to get your scan done. Your scan, you just get
One's
it,
down
right?
the boat, yeah, and then just beep beep, scan the whole thing.
Yeah. So remind me how much detail you get from your scan.
Not a lot, to be honest. If it's an object or a creature that has a level, then I learn the level. Otherwise, whatever facts the GM feels are pertinent about the matter and the energy in that area. So if it's biological, if it's made of a metal, if it's got moving things in it, I think that's generally what I've picked up on so far. Or if it's got any energy running through it.
It is a level 10 object.
Whoa.
A level 10 artifact.
Okay.
It looks like a sarcophagus.
Okay.
You can tell this from the conduits running through it, the power that's running through it. And it measures and then tries to recreate from a point in the past.
Point in the past.
It extrapolates backwards.
Okay.
And that's all you're getting.
Okay. That's loads more than I thought I'd get.
Mazian, is interested in old items and old places and old sort of legends and stuff. Has she ever heard of anything like this? If it's an artifact, does she know of things that could use this? Particularly if it's a sarcophagus, could it bring someone back from the dead? If it, has she ever heard anything, any sort of stories or anything of something that could do this?
I'll have told everybody, by the way, as soon as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, give me a stealth roll.
Yeah.
This is speed.
Do not have an inability in it. I'm going to put an effort in because I am very trying. I'm very hard to do.
Can I help with my skill in stealth?
Yeah, this is specifically for when you're getting the idea across. Like Nimchek was distracted while you were doing the scanning, but this is the actual discussion of it.
I did roll a 2, so I'm going to re-roll with an XP.
Okay.
And 19.
Nice.
Okay, very nice. So yeah, you can pass on the information. Mazia, give me a roll for history, that kind of thing. Have an asset because of your background.
Excellent. And is this intellect as well?
Yes.
Super. In which case, I get a free point of effort, and I'm going to put in another
them.
I don't think I have. I have no sense. No history or anything.
So
Um,
you will need to hit a level 10.
oh, okay.
okay.
I'm not allowing anyone else to help with this. This is
Yeah, that's
only
that's
Lydia.
fair enough. I'll put in 2 points of effort. Why not?
Okay.
I'll put in 1 point my free effort and then 2 extra points of effort.
So yeah, we're at 7, and then with your background, we're at 6. You need an 18 or more.
I'm just wondering. I don't think I have anything else that will just help me know things. I don't.
It is difficult. It is a secret for a reason.
That didn't work. 2.
Yeah.
I've got another XP. Why
Okay.
not? I have one more XP. Oh, good. That's a 1.
That's what I was crossing my fingers for.
Sure, it's about slavers. I'm pretty sure.
No, it is a. You've heard of this? It's a tank where you can go and relive your own memories.
I'll sort of as we're having the conversation. There's. I don't think I've ever seen one before, but there are tanks. You know, you sit in them and they bring back your past and your memories. And I mean, I suppose. Well, I haven't given it too much thought. They'd be really good if you had a concussion and you forgot who you were, or maybe you'd lost someone and you want to be able to remember them. But I
Or
imagine
if
it could be.
Perhaps you've hidden a treasure and you can't remember where.
Yeah, but I imagine it could be really destructive if you're just playing the same memory again and again. It sounds like someone could go mad easily. They probably have. That might have been why it was in the book. There was probably a note in that book. I don't think I finished it.
Reliving a memory, you say?
Pretty sure.
So it could be used for anything, is what you're basically saying.
I don't know exactly how. I don't know if you get to choose the memory. Maybe it just picks one memory. You'd probably have to try it and see.
Too dangerous for me.
Um,
Although I'd like to try. Don't worry about that. I wonder why he's trying to bring it somewhere, though. Maybe it's someone else who needs to remember something.
think if
Maybe
it was
he
him.
tried to cheat on an exam. And he doesn't have to do his research or his revision. He can just sit in there and go, "Oh, what's the square and the hypotenuse? The square, and it'll all come back. Everything that he's learned, and it was no.
Nimchek can do that anyway. Nimchek can just put their brain on blast for the day.
No, that's true. Okay,
No,
Okay, so
it's a
I've
puzzle
learned.
to be sure.
I've learned what you'd use it for, Trenton. What would you
I
use it for?
don't
Missy?
need to cheat on exams. I don't need a device to cheat on exams. Exams
No.
are stupid anyway.
Well, indeed. I mean, doesn't replace real life experience, does it?
Exactly, which is why I'm here on my gap year.
Indeed. Yeah. Anyway, what would you use it for, Mizia, then?
Probably to. Well, I think the only thing that comes to mind is to look to see who my parents are. But I would get the memory that I have of them, which theoretically would be. I don't know what a child's memory would look like. Well, a baby. I imagine I wouldn't get very much other than. I don't know. I don't know what a child's memory would look like. It would be interesting to figure it out, but I don't think, it wouldn't help me find them, I don't think. But maybe it would be just nice to have a picture. What about you?
Yeah. Would be nice to know what your parents look like, or someone else who showed care for you, who's just receded into the back of your mind and you can't quite pull forward. You can see their face, but you can't hear their voice or the way they speak, or... I'm sorry. It's
A
tempting.
lot more orphans than I thought around this table. I've got to I've got to say.
To be fair, not necessarily an orphan.
True. I am.
Ah,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's how we joined a notorious gang, being very good at stealing as a child.
Oh. Really? See, I don't recall that being in the file.
You didn't put a lot of that stuff in there. You know, all the inequalities. They don't put that in there. They just say, "Oh, you're a thief, part of a gang." That gang was my family. They're not big fans of knowing that they're wrong when they.
Right, but like when Mazir was your custodian, Mazir was meant to do a full report for me on your life and background, and I definitely don't recall that being in there, Mazir.
maybe you didn't finish reading it.
I think I did.
Well, no way to check now, unfortunately. If only you could go into Nimchek's thing and you could recall reading it from your memories.
If only, or more likely, when I get back to Vathika, I shall just check the file when I get there.
You could.
Yes.
It's still there.
I mean, why wouldn't it be?
Well, because probably we should destroy that, because if you get back to Vathika without, well, the person that we meant to be bringing back as a prisoner, well, it's probably not the best look.
Good point.
I don't
Great
think the presence of a file is going to persuade them that, I think they might notice the person being missing.
I'm pretty sure they'll have forgotten by now.
If the file goes missing, they'll be like, "Hey, where's the prisoner?" You'll be like, "What prisoner? The prisoner on... Oh, the file's gone. Never existed in the first place, obviously. Just a figment of my memory." And you'd be like, "Yeah, of course, it's a figment of my memory. You're silly. And then you'd be able to, just everyone, just forget everything that happens.
Wouldn't that be great?
I mean, we probably should have... I mean, this isn't now. Actually, what do you people want to do? Because there's no obligation for you to come back to Vathika, any of you.
I've not really thought about it yet. I had a couple ideas, Mazia. I've told you a couple things that I don't know.
Well, I have no reason to go back. I mean, not that I have no reason to go back. I have lots of reasons to go back, but none of them, it's not a not going back. It's just a delay, and they won't mind. I'll write a report when I get back, and I'm sure that'll smooth things over. It'll all be fine. If there's something else that, something to report on, they'd much rather I did that now than go back and then go back again. You might miss it.
That makes sense.
As long as they get their, the new hickey.
Well, obviously I need to go back, so I'm willing to take back the doohickey back to Vathika. All I'm saying is there's no obligation on any of you to do that if you want to go elsewhere.
Why are you going back? I don't think anyone ever explained to me why we're all together. I just sort of got assigned.
Well, we were assigned to get the power source.
Oh, I
So
got that bit. I just don't know why everyone was there, or why are you? Are you a Vatican native? I don't know. I thought you were from somewhere else. I think you mentioned at some point.
Yeah, I'm from. Well, I. My. Complicated. My sponsor is from the Council of Iron, so I am
That
technically
place
there.
where you got all your stationery.
Yes, lovely clipboard. Yes, so I am technically an emissary of them, and as part of my duties, I went to Vathica, and as part of my duties in Vathica, they decided that I should lead this team, which was unexpected, but I was told I had to do whatever needed to make good in Vathica, so that's what I've done, and I just yeah.
Well, I'm going back as well, PG. So we can take it.
What are you going to do after a gap year?
Well, since we're all sharing, I need to convince Vino to let me back in again. I was hoping that during the last year I'd be able to, make a fortune, write a few papers, maybe convince even the University at Charmont to take me in, and I'd be like, stuff you, Vino. But hasn't really been the year I expected. I've learned a lot, and I'm just going to have to turn up and grovel them to take me back in, and they have to actually sit my exams this time.
Right. Do you want to do all of that?
Yeah. I'd rather go and study with Professor Dr. Valena up in Charmont, but Vino's a good avenue for that, and
I
I
mean,
feel I've learned a hell of a lot, and might be able to show the professors a thing or two now.
I'm not being funny, but I'm sure there's a way we can get you to Chamor.
No. Mum and Dad tried to get me in there. And we're just not from the right kind of family. Yeah, good anyway.
The sect probably knows someone. They can probably pull a few strings if you want.
Oh, maybe.
They knew, they tend to know. And when I say no, they have, fingers, pies. It works out very well when someone just goes somewhere that they shouldn't have and ruins a, piece of art or something in the name of, science and safety, of
Research.
course, or
Mhm,
something.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah,
Also, I have Lady Karina Weiss's tablet, and I'm sure the amount of things that are on there will be able to convince them that I'm worth letting back in and giving another chance.
That's why you should go to Shaman. No, Shaman would make much more better use of it. And honestly, if you're willing, I'm sure I can get a letter of recommendation. Your talents far exceed that Vathica can offer.
Maybe.
you've
I'll
got
think
time to
about
think
it.
about it.
Thing is, I don't want my parents and my brother to know that I got kicked out of Vatican.
Well, they won't need to if you've been transferred to Charmaine because you're so brilliant.
I'm fairly brilliant, aren't I?
You are.
Thank you. Well, I'll still go to Vatican and see what they say, and I'll help you with the Dudaki, and then we can decide.
Letty, I don't want to take you back to be imprisoned.
I could have got out, really. Anytime I really wanted to. I was there 10 years. I was looking for something local that was part of the whole Red Knives group thing. I've told Mizia a bit about it. I'd like to find that someday, but it's less. I feel like it's less important now. I've spent such a long time on it. I don't know. I was mainly tagging along with you folks so I'd get back so I could find it. And now I've been part of a team for the first time in a long time, and it feels good. You know? I've grown to like you arseholes.
Thanks, Les.
We
Is
like
what
you
you're
too.
looking for definitely in Vethka?
Supposed to be buried around there. Down on Scorpion Reach. I don't remember.
I mean,
Really? You don't remember?
I don't know that I need to. I've looked a long time. There's a lot of stuff down there. I don't know that I ever knew, really.
I mean, I can think of one possible solution.
jump in the coffin thing.
Oh God, no, no, that's just no. That's just no. That's just asking for all sorts of trouble. No, no. I mean, what I hadn't factored in returning to Vathica is that actually I've got to do something for the giant, like for the rest of my life. And maybe if we can find a bit of data sphere in the Scorpion's Reach, that might have information as to where whatever you're looking for is. Sort of two birds, one stone scenario.
What do you mean you've got to do something for the giant for the rest of your life?
Well, do you not recall the conversation about how, as a jack, I stole this
Oh.
and that in order
I didn't think you meant it.
it felt very much like he meant it to me.
Oh, he might have meant it. I didn't realise you did. But
Oh,
yeah, maybe you should. Maybe you should do that.
but you know,
Can definitely help with that.
you're the one who can use that compass thing that he gave us better, Mizia.
Oh yeah. It's in one of these pockets, I think.
I think it's that one.
Oh, it is. Have you memorised all of my pockets for me?
Well, sounds like we might have a few things to do down in Vethka anyway.
I'm gonna need a broad-brimmed hat and possibly a mask, but I'll come down.
I mean,
Give you a
you're
hand.
not wearing your outfit anymore. You're in rather lovely clothes, may I say. And actually, we've got possibilities of getting other stuff.
Also, Letty, just running it by you, I do have something on me. It causes changes. Some people call them mutations. But if you did want to disguise yourself, you can have it if you want, anytime you want.
I'm not 100% sure I want to be mutated, but I'll keep
That's
it in
okay.
mind.
That's okay. If you ever do, come and see me.
I'm pretty sure that you were gonna be up for parole after this anyway. You know, you come back. We say good things. You were a model, prisoner the whole time and didn't try to escape even when you could have done. They'll probably just let you off with a check in every now and then.
The deal was supposed to be life. They did try to hang me. Fortunately, The rules say that if they hang you once and it doesn't work, then they can't do it again.
I'd like to see
So-
them try to hang you now, let's it. It just wouldn't work, would it?
I mean,
Didn't work
that-
then, wouldn't work now.
I was going to say, was it more the fact that gravity doesn't work and therefore hanging you is a little bit pointless?
That was the only thing I had going for me, yeah.
Right.
Nah, they'll
Honestly,
they'll come down from life. You know, we'll tell them how good you were, and really, as long as you don't cause any more trouble, they won't mind. They're pushovers, really. You just got to get them on the right day.
right. I think
I've been
Nazir's...
expelled 7 times.
Yes, but you're not a prisoner
Well, not anymore.
prison for... Well, when were you ever a prisoner?
There was one time. To be fair, hadn't been imprisoned by them, but I had been imprisoned by someone else.
For a
And-
crime?
They called it a crime. In my defence, I didn't know, and really it was a stupid law anyway. But yeah, no, they were fine with it.
What did you do?
Well, I was much younger, and there is possibly something to be said for reading about the local laws before you go into a religious monument and accidentally deface unknowingly some of their religious art, and I was put on trial. I really was trying to help. There were some very ancient hieroglyphics, and they'd got some of them wrong, and it was pretty obvious. You know, you can see once you shone the light, and they were meant to be refracted the other way, so I was copying them out the right way around for them, but they didn't appreciate it, and really, it was a whole misunderstanding. But the sect were very good, and they got me off.
Sects are good like that, aren't they? Just very forgiving.
They have your back when you need them.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
afraid I only managed to catch the one eel today, but hopefully the vegetables in the pie and the pastry should make up for it.
Oh, Philo. Oh, this looks fantastic. Thank you. Oh,
You're a treasure, Philo.
oh yes. Oh, Philo. Oh, no. What are your plans?
I am going to write my book, and it does not
Good.
matter where I write my book, so I might as well follow the majority of you, or some of you, or I will, move with everything else.
Well, it would be a delight to have you.
It would
I'm
be
not
a
just
delight
saying
to
that.
join you.
Philo.
You've given me much to write about in my book.
Ah, yes. That reminds me. Must talk to Matilda about getting Alia to release the drawings of the... what were the huge pyramid things called? Oh,
The Dream Titans.
thank you.
Sorry,
Yes.
the Dream Titans.
Merci. And yes, so we need that, because that definitely needs to go with you, Trenton, because no scientist is going to have a copy of that. Then there's
The rest of the evening fritters away with conversation about Philo's book and how much more to put in it. And so after a lovely conversation about onwards journeys, onward you journey. We've got about 40 minutes left. So, does anyone have anything at all to pitch? Even if it's just, literally, a tree falls in front of the river. I'm going to start
There is,
picking up people. Oh,
There's something that happens in my hometown that's only really recorded in my hometown, and that is echoes. And echoes are they can be just sounds or visions, and they do apparently. Trenton has heard that they happen all over Shalamas, but in this more sparsely populated place, all over Navarine, sorry, in the sparsely populated places, and we're just south of there. So I'd like there to be a little spot that we put, or quite a large spot that we pass through, that just has echoes.
Yeah.
And just for a few seconds, there'll be other boats, or there'll be people on the shore, or there'll just be sounds, or a fish will splash, and then the same fish will splash again.
Nice. Yeah, I really like that.
For maybe like a couple of hours, and it's just, and I kind of know what's going on because I've seen this before, but it shouldn't be happening here.
Yeah. So this is echoes of things that have actually happened.
They're never ever wrong.
Never ever wrong.
Yeah, and they
Happened
can
in
be
the past.
they can be always from the past.
Always from the past. Okay.
Yeah, from what I can tell, and they can be from hundreds and thousands of years ago, or a few seconds.
Cool. Yeah. Rocks. What's the one echo that catches Mazir's eye?
Ooh.
Something from the very distant past, or perhaps the recent past. Perhaps something related to your history, or even just something interesting.
Does it have to be something that happened? So it can be absolutely anything at all. I think then that it's probably happened at night, and it's something to do with like the stars or something, because she'll be watching the stars, and they go out. Just for a second, it's like almost like a big cloud, but there aren't any clouds. They just go out.
And how does Mazir react to this? The stars just disappearing briefly for a second. Have you noticed the rest of the echoes when these stars disappear?
Probably not.
Maybe it's the first one.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, the first of the echoes is the stars disappearing for a brief second.
I think probably she just like freezes, because she's fairly. The stars are probably like the one thing that can pretty much always be relied on to sort of be there and be normal. And when they're not normal, that is a significant problem, and probably worth mentioning with some haste to everyone at some point.
Yeah, the man who's sat next to you turns to you and says, "Did you see that?"
I think Mazir is staring like straight up, not blinking. She's like, "I did. That wasn't normal." Can you see Trenton anywhere?
You hear a response from your other side. "Sorry, what?" And they start having a conversation over you, completely ignoring you.
Trenton? Luigi?
Of course, you're down by the campfire where Philo is making. What's he making this time? Shrimp cocktail. I don't know. Prawn cocktail.
Prawn cocktail?
It'll be some kind of crayfish in this. It's a freshwater river. Yeah.
I think he's almost gone Thermidor with it. I'm not going to lie.
Yes, he's doing a crayfish Thermidor style thing.
I was going to suggest sort of seared crayfish with like burnt orange peel, like just to give it like this really.
Okay, I'm starving now.
All this lovely food is happening, and you hear faintly a conversation happening, and Mazir shouting for Trenton.
Yep. Absolutely, though. It's still not taking my eyes off the sky, not blinking. Trenton.
Walking up.
Letty.
I'll go.
Bad luck, Trenton.
I'll go. It's fine. Eating a bit of food. And I see the two guys having a conversation over. And I look up. And I look down. And I look up. What? What's the matter?
The stars left.
Nope. 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 They're right there.
Nope, they left. They're back now, but they left.
Have you eaten? Okay,
That's not the
Mzee,
point.
come on.
They're gone again.
They're gone. They're back.
Ooh,
Trenton.
that's. And I'll look around because this is the first one. I don't expect this here. I look around. Nothing else is. It's just clouds. It's just clouds. Maybe.
There are no
Maybe.
clouds.
The two either side of Mazia stand up and start bringing things out of their pockets, pointing.
What are they doing?
One of them
What?
walks through you, Mazia.
Trenton.
Oh, so those people weren't there earlier. Who are those people?
Did
Mzee, come with me, maybe. Just move away. It's okay. Put my
Can I
hand
like?
up.
I think Mizia's like touching things around her to make like she like touches Trenton's face. She's like, okay,
Yeah,
Trenton is there.
I'm real. Maybe come over by the fire. Have some lobster.
But the stars moved. The stars
Yeah.
shouldn't move.
Nope.
They go out again
Trenton, they're doing it again.
for longer.
Scan it. Do something.
Can't scan the sky. It doesn't work.
The
This is-
couple who were sat on the side are scanning the sky. And they're having quite a confusing conversation. A
I'm
lot
gonna
of it
put my
doesn't make
hand
sense.
on one of
to you.
their shoulders.
Sorry,
Can I put my hand on one of their shoulders?
through.
Trenton, what's going on? Am I dead? Are you
No.
dead?
No, no one's dead. Just chill out, Mazia. Go to
The sky is gone.
One star appears in the middle of the sky.
Stop. You'll panic people.
These aren't people.
I'm people. Okay, yes, it's worrying, but is it really more worrying than a purple tree? Yes, is the answer.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It is more worrying than a purple tree.
The star grows
I-
larger.
The star goes. Oh my god!
Are we dying? Is this it?
Yeah. I think this is.
Huh.
But it's not twinkling. It's actually fairly regular. And as it grows light, it's a circle. Perfect circle.
I don't know.
Can I scan for the data sphere?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd get my little sort of compass thing out. Nope.
Not data sphere. These people don't exist.
Oh, sorry. That wasn't an aimless spinning. That was a spinning.
It was
Okay,
a
It's
so
all
it's
around
fair.
spinning.
Oh, this is the data sphere. Trenton, we're back in the data sphere. I don't know how it happened.
Well, but we're still on the boats. I looked down on the boat. The boat's still in the water.
Everything's there. Yeah, as you remember it. Conversations floating up from the campfire. Nimchek's telling a story.
Okay, would I put two and two together? Because obviously what I'm struggling with is that Danny mentioned this thing. But can I see if I can make intelligence rolls?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
You decide when it's narratively interesting.
Yeah. So I rolled an 18. So I guess that's okay. There's some things where I'm from. These kind of things they happen all the time. But they shouldn't happen here.
The sky just changes. The sky moves. The sky.
Things happen from the past. They happen again. They're echoes of the past. But that shouldn't happen here. We're not in any danger
Oh,
at the moment. So I say we sit down, keep careful watch, and don't tell people. But as long as this boat is still moving, we might pass through whatever's happening.
So who are these people, by the way?
Oh, sorry.
I don't know. I have no idea. Again, maybe are they dressed like people from, on the rest of the boat?
No, they are both in the same dress. Dress, long skirt, both with shaved heads, and both have a significant amount of, technology like in their pockets that they're bringing out and like taking readings and measuring. The star is about the size of the moon. No, it's larger than the moon now, but perfectly circular, directly above you.
Okay, I can't scan that far, so I can only scan. Like, there's no point in me doing it. It's about, short range. So, do I recognize any of the? Okay, I'll tell you what I can do. Zia, these people aren't real. We know that. Look,
They are not real.
I think what's happening above us is also not real. It's going to be a test, but I think we're not going to die by a comet hitting the Earth, hitting the world right now.
So you're saying this is something that happened in the past, and therefore it can't end the world because it's already happened.
That is my theory.
It's stopped growing in size now. It seems to have stopped being slightly larger than the moon.
However, if you have any last things to say, now might be a good time to say something. I'll go first. No, I've got nothing. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go back to the campfire. I'm going to eat. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die. But we're not going to die. Everything's okay. These people are fascinating, though. I don't know what the instruments they're using are.
You please give me an intellect roll. You get one asset because of your background.
Ooh, it's just a 7.
Okay. Yeah, no, the dress isn't familiar. The objects aren't familiar. Unfortunately, can't really pick anything out.
Who? Okay, well, it seems to have stopped coming towards us.
A beam comes down from the circle above you and impacts directly in the dirt somewhere between you and the two figures standing a little further up the hill. They react to it and start backpedaling away, and this thin beam starts to expand.
I'm going to move away from it.
Yeah, everyone at the camp now notices this. This is significantly larger.
Letty.
Aye.
Now, it did look like Trenton and Mazia were conspiring for quite a long time.
I come running back to camp.
And now I can see this. I'm concerned.
Doesn't look great.
We're probably not going to die. It's probably not real, but just in case, we're alive.
We're on a boat.
Well, the boat has stopped and
Oh, okay.
You're camping on the shore.
Sure, fine. Well, okay. Where? Which direction? Okay, well...
We're past you away from the beam.
The beam, while expanding, stops at about 100 meters diameter. At which point the two figures also stop quite far away.
I'm just going to stop, turn around, and watch.
They two figures slowly circling, splitting up either side of the large beam. What's Mazia doing at this moment?
I don't think she's moved. I think she's absolutely fascinated. Like, she trusts Trent. Trenton said that they're probably not going to die. And he said that this is normal. And despite the fact that he ran away, Mazia clearly has more faith in Trenton than Trenton does. And she is... she tried to do a really quick sketch of this thing in the sky. It ended up just looking like a circle. It's not as perfect as the actual one in the sky because Mizir isn't that good at drawing.
What you're noticing now, standing in the beam, is particulate, where before it was kind of, floating around randomly, dust in the air, whatever. It's all floating upwards now. And you can see the dirt being pulled up from under your feet. You can't feel it being pulled up, of course, but you can see it being pulled up from under your feet. Bit by bit, gently, gently, gently.
Trenton, this is wild.
Trenton's like at least 50 meters away from you.
Yep, I think probably at this point she notices that he's like run away. But I think she's just absolutely entrapped by this thing.
Clegy walks up to Mizir. What have you done?
This wasn't me.
You're so proud.
Isn't it amazing?
Are you sure it's not you?
Nope. It's possibly something data sphere-y. Look at the compass.
Oh.
Please, Clegy, give me an intellect roll.
Cleegy's going to put some brain power into it.
Okay.
So that's oh, he's going to go full effort on this. Four levels of effort.
Lovely. Yeah.
Coming up Cleegy's ears.
So we're down to a difficulty 2.
And then I'm guessing nothing else will really help. Yeah, difficulty 2 will work. Come on then. 17.
Yeah. So it is spinning quickly. You notice it's spinning more quickly on one half, and as you watch it move, you actually realise it's stopping very briefly to point at every single person here. Very briefly pointing at every single person, but not at the 2 figures who have now met on the other side of the circle.
They're not real.
So why is it pointing at all of us and not them? What do you mean they're not real?
They walked through me.
Maybe they were out of phase.
I think they used to be real. Trenton said that it's something to do with the past, and it happened in the past, not the present. And they were clearly expecting it because they brought all their little instruments. So they were real, they're just not real anymore.
Okay. But that is real if it is looking at us now in real time.
Trenton?
Trenton, are they okay in there?
Me.
Yeah, sorry. Trenton, are they okay in there?
Yeah, maybe. I think I don't think anybody's in any danger. Have I seen the compass whirling around and stopping?
Yes, you didn't quite pick up on the stopping because, everything all at once. But if you go back, probably Cleve will explain it to you. But...
Well, now things have kind of calmed down a little bit. I will make my way back. I don't think anybody's in any danger, and it's quite interesting. But if it's an echo, it probably won't last much longer.
An echo?
Yes, we get them in Shalamas. They're just echoes of the past. Sometimes very recent past. Sometimes
but
a long, long time ago.
That can't be past because it stopped at all of us and didn't stop at those 2.
Is it pointing up? I don't know if you can make it. If you tilt it on the side, does it point at the big thing up there?
Or maybe it works by sending us briefly into the data sphere to the past. We can see it, and then it will return us straight away. And that's why you get that overlap.
The two figures at the edge are now playing rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, is one of them going to go in? Is one of them's going to go into the thing?
Looks like
One
a
of them's
best of
gonna go
5.
up.
Oh,
I
this is going to
think-
be good.
Well,
What's up there? What can I see? Just a disc.
Yep, bright white, brighter than the moon, but not as bright as the sun.
okay. So where are we in relation to the two figures, and where's the beam?
So if you're with Mazir, you are in the beam,
Right.
and they are at the edge of the beam, kind of closer to the river.
Okay. So
I won't be in the beam.
Okay.
I'll be at the edge of the beam.
The rock, paper, scissors game ends, and there is a brief exchange of like gadgets, a hug, and one of them steps back and starts setting up things on tripods.
They're going to go in. I think we're going to watch one of them go in. And
Zelda, cover Melon's eyes.
It can't be. It can't be a. Do we have a space travel where we are? We don't, do we? In at this time that we're in,
no,
Not that you know of.
no.
there are theories and of the civilizations being able to.
Specifically, space in the Ninth World is called the outside.
Okay. I think one of these is or was about to hitch a lift and go to the outside. I think we're seeing some people from the past on this planet.
But why is it pointing at us and not
Compass.
them?
The compass,
Yes.
you mean?
Yes.
I guess because we're in the data sphere, and that helps us see what's happened in the past, because the past is contained in the data sphere.
When did we get into the data sphere? We've done
don't
nothing to get
know.
into the data sphere. This is
Just a
craziness.
pocket. It's probably just a pocket.
A pocket of a data sphere.
Why not?
Okay, we're in the data sphere. Giant, can you hear me? Giant.
There is a very, very, very faint echo, the very edge of your hearing, that says, "Shut up and connect it."
God, how do we connect it, Trenton? We need to connect.
The second figure steps into the beam.
Quick, we need to connect now.
What?
The data sphere to the giant's data sphere.
I don't know. Danny doesn't know what to do there.
Helen can't remember what we were meant to do.
You are meant to.
Either.
You literally all the instructions you've been given. Connect it.
Okay.
That's literally
that
everything you've been given.
Do we have anything? How did we get into the data sphere? Okay, hold on.
Oh, we went into we sat in the chairs, and the chair. I think the chairs were already connected.
I'm just
And
looking at all my skills are
Mazir is already
physical.
in the beam.
Yep, the figure's in the beam. As she gets closer, you realise it's the woman, and she is taking longer and longer steps. You know, gravity seems to be getting lighter for her as she comes towards the centre of the beam.
Luigi, I say go to the person.
I
Go to the
walk.
person quick.
I walk to the
Quick.
person in the beam,
Okay.
and with my outer phase cipher,
Mm-hmm.
I activate that and touch them, and wait and just go. I don't know if this is going to work, Giant, but you better come now.
Unfortunately, phase has nothing to do with this. The figure lifts up, flies north and north, up, directly up, pulled by this beam,
Can I try thinking about the data sphere and just imagine myself going?
Yeah, give me an intellect.
All right.
Everybody clap your hands if you believe.
I will put in 2 points of effort.
Okay.
I am trained in impulsive and right.
Okay.
And obviously the inability in impulsive and wrong. Well, you don't need to remember about that.
Oh, I remember.
No, you don't. It's fine. I don't think I've got anything else.
Do I hear you say this?
No, I don't say anything. I just probably start thinking about it.
This is like last ditch effort. This is the last roll I'm allowing on this.
All right.
So you've got 2 points of effort and impulsive and right or wrong.
Natural 20.
Yes.
Clutch.
I really, really hope I'm not impulsive and wrong. 'cause-
No, you are impulsive and right. Because you're not actually in the data sphere.
Ah.
The data sphere is just projecting into basically your visual cortex.
Okay.
Knowing
sounds like the
that,
data sphere.
you can, which is why the compass was pointing at all of you individually, because that is the connection. Your visual cortex is the connection. Knowing that, you can find that connection point and track it back, and there is kind of a switch when you think about it as if you were in the data sphere, where you are suddenly looking at the real world as you see it and the projection, except instead of being integrated, they are as if you're seeing one thing in one eye and one thing in another, overlaid, like kind of fighting with each other. You are now connecting your thinking brain to the data sphere as well as your visual cortex, allowing you to separate those two connections, isolate that one connection, and then pull the connection from the compass, which is indeed connected to the giant's tower, and click them together. As the woman disappears up into the light in the sky, and the man left behind takes his last readings, a sigh, and starts packing up. The vision fades for everybody. The compass does one last spin, and then lights ding green.
I don't want to alarm anyone, but I may have just connected the data sphere. I don't know how, but I think it worked.
Hot damn.
Is that a good thing?
I'm not entirely sure.
I will say it was a difficulty 9,
Wow.
and you were impulsive and right for trying to act as if you were in the data sphere.
Right.
Well, so that means you're connected to the data sphere now. Is that what you mean?
I believe I am.
The thing is now flat, inert, lying on your hand.
Right.
You've made the connection, but pulled yourself out of the connection. So you've connected the giant to the echoes, or possibly that one echo, maybe all echoes. It's hard to tell. It's all very fuzzy magic.
Yeah.
But yeah, you made the connection and left it.
And that's what the giant wanted, right?
Yeah, he wanted us to connect him so he could get out of that one small area because he'd basically trapped himself in there.
Hmm. Okay, well, sounds like that's one happy giant.
Happy God, happy us.
Don't. Okay. Is the beam gone and everything?
Everything has returned to normal.
Right. So just take me through this slowly, Trenton. What?
I don't know how it works. No one knows how it works. We just get echoes, and that's what I thought we saw.
What are echoes?
Like, you know what an echo is? It's like
I kn-
echo.
Yeah, no, but like it's usually sound. It's not like
Yeah.
that.
Well, why is it usually sound, Clegia? Why does it have to be? Why can't it not be time?
Okay, this.
Why can it not be light?
Like,
Why did the
Why
stars
can it
disappear?
not?
Why did the stars disappear though?
I'm
Oh.
curious about that.
I think something passed between us and the stars.
Oh,
Something very, very big.
in the
They were
outside.
then.
Yeah. I think we saw something from the outside taking somebody up for completely innocent purposes.
And if it's data sphere stuff, maybe it's the data sphere doing stuff in the world.
Don't say probe, Helen. Don't say it.
she doesn't need to say it. She's thinking it.
I hate you all.
I didn't think you'd taken the mind reading skill as a nano.
But I don't. Right. So it's an echo of time,
It is.
and we've connected that echo of time to the giant's data sphere.
I didn't do anything. But yes,
Right.
we as a whole.
How many echoes of time are there?
Oh, they happen all the time in Shalamas.
How many
Have-
times are there? I suppose. Because there's
Wow.
probably that many echoes, if not more.
If you want to give me another roll, Trenton, to see if you can pass anything out of their tools or their dress.
I keep on throwing my dice on the floor. And that's 4.
4. Yeah, no, still nothing, unfortunately.
I remember them teaching us something about it at school, but the teachers didn't really know. No one's really studied it. It's hard. It's hard to get a handle on. No one really knows where they come from or what happens. I think Mazir seems to have made one of the biggest breakthroughs that anyone has by hinting that this is a connection to the data sphere and a projection from the data sphere into our minds.
Should probably report that to the sect. They'd probably be interested in that. Maybe if you tell them that, they'll ship you wherever you want to go in terms of your schooling or whatever. That's the kind of thing that they like.
I might go to the university before I go to the sect, but I'll bear it in mind. Thank you.
I'm sorry. So there are many, many echoes,
Yes.
and we have potentially just let the giant into one or many.
Pass. Time will tell.
At least that means he's probably trapped in the past.
Or not.
Or
He
not.
just has access to all the information from the.
Yeah, remind me. Well, that was a really facetious thing. Can you remember what the giant's kind of whole thing is?
He wants to know all knowledge. No, was that him or was that the?
No, it's partial.
No, the Jinn wanted to
Yeah.
hoard all knowledge. I think maybe he wanted to like share knowledge or something.
I thought the giant wanted to hoard all knowledge, and
Oh,
your
maybe.
god was all about, or the Nevergym was all about trading knowledge.
Yeah. I can't remember. It was something to do with information.
The giant.
I have-
The giant is a hoarder. The Nevergin is a trader, and Mazir's god is a sharer.
Yes.
Because introducing the giant to the concept of trading knowledge for gains in knowledge was a huge thing that we achieved.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good roll. I seem to remember.
Yeah.
giant was very set in its ways.
So we have given something that wants to hoard all the information, potentially multiple time echoes worth of information.
I don't think the giant does anything with that, though, do they? So they can hoard all the information they want.
And if we
Well-
need it, we know where to get it.
Yeah, and it's not like it's going. It's not like it's going anywhere anyway. These are all echoes of the past. What's it gonna do with them? Is it gonna say, "Hey, you know, this thing happened 20 years ago," and everyone goes, "Yeah, I know. I've got a book." It's not going to be that useful. It's if it was the future, if it was like projections into the future, and the giant could project the future, that would be bad.
But we've just watched somebody come from the outside down to the ninth world,
Other way around.
suck somebody up from the ninth world, and take them back to the outside. Now,
Yep.
we don't know how long ago that was, but what happens if they come back? We have no knowledge. The giant has all.
I mean, we don't lose the knowledge. If the echoes happen randomly, right? And they're not supposed to. Did you say they're not supposed to happen around here?
No, they
Probably a few-
don't. I've heard of them happening throughout Navarine, but in little pockets here and there. It doesn't happen often. It's very much concentrated in Shalamas, but it could just be that there's a lot more people in Shalamas, and so people see them more often. But they happen here and there, now and again.
And if you see a fish, you might not realize it was a future fish, or a past fish. It was, it's just a fish. This was probably just harder to miss because the sky disappeared. So
Is Clegy able to do some sort of, I don't know, retrospective insight check on the giant and really how bad this could be?
I think I'm going to leave that to your intuition. More so than
Okay.
mine. You have all
That's
the
not
information that
Anyway,
your character would have.
if it gets bad, the gods will sort it out. They do tend to have some checks and balances. They don't like it when someone hoards too much information and power. It throws things off, and they'll figure it out amongst themselves.
I think.
Well, I think. Oh, sorry.
No. If you've got something last to say, I was going to start wrapping up.
Well, I think we should trust the monk, and if you don't mind, I'm quite tired. It's late. I think we should start setting up to go to bed.
The smells of the grilled shellfish have floated up the hill by this point, beckoning you back down.
Maybe before bed, one last little snack.
Yeah, pre-bread supper. Sounds good. I'll follow you.
And so, yeah, a little shaken by this weird turn of events, you return to your beds, ready for the journey onwards to Key. And that is where we're going to leave it for tonight.
And to
There we go.
sleep, pondering that maybe we're not alone after all.
Mm.
And viewers, you can do the same too.
Oh,
I did see we got a raid, so thank you very much for the raid at Manapot Studios. Very,
Thank you.
very much appreciated.
Thank you.
Good to see you all here. Sorry for not interrupting. We were doing some improv. So yeah,
Just a little.
how was that for a teaser of picking something
Wild.
randomly?
I really liked it.
oh my
Thanks for
god!
taking a tiny idea and running with it.
I was gonna say, yeah, you're like, yeah, no, you're gonna have to do all the work. Like, no, you just come up with this whole like, they've come from another planet type thing.
I have a whole document here called Into the Outside, so we can if you want.
No. I'm just. It's more the fact that you just came up with that within like seconds.
Well, I mean, echoes. What's the echo? The stars are going out. What does that mean? There are several ways I could have gone. You know, that was just the one that immediately came to me. It was the thought of 3 people like sitting on a hill, looking up at the sky. Maybe they're expecting it. Why are they expecting it? Extrapolate.
No, I really liked it. Goddamn.
Simple deduction, my dear Watson.
It's about picking a direction and going with it. Hopefully you didn't notice the retcons I did within 10 minutes.
Retcons? What retcons?
No, there were retcons.
There were a couple.
Oh, you know what that means.
What?
Gonna have to watch it on the YouTube.
Hey!
Thank you.
That's my line.
Sorry.
How dare you tread on my toes?
Sorry.
I've got one job. One job on this podcast.
Okay,
There's more you can do.
I'll give you the chance because we have hit 11 o'clock. So thank you very much for joining us. If you enjoyed our particular brand of chaos, come and join us in the Discord. There's always lovely conversations going on in there. We've got some cool AI-generated art going up quite often at the moment. Some cool Necronomicon stuff. So yeah, it's always fun to have a look at that. Should be a link in the somewhere down there. What's on the rest of this week? I can't remember the schedule anymore. It's been so long since I've done this.
So Tuesday evening, starting at 8 is the Pallid Man Triptych, which is a Mythos horror using the Cortex Prime system. Second episode tomorrow. There's been a
That
couple
just
of
started last week.
Yes.
No, right, because I got about an hour of it. It was great.
Yeah. So yes, more mysteries to investigate. Thursday is Cloudgate Mage. She says we are doing. Where goodness knows what's going to happen. It's all sorts of chaos in that one. Oh, things are going to go down. I know that.
Okay.
Dave's got good things planned. Right. And then Friday should be the Benefactor, and hopefully they won't have the same technical issues that we are so well known for as they did last week, and should be there.
Indeed.
And
Speaking of... Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, and if you exist beyond time and the days of the week are not a thing for you, then you can catch up on all of the shows that we've had in the past, including the Benefactor, this very show, and Mage. And, you know, if you want to catch up with stuff before it keeps going, we've got the YouTube channel. Chaotic
Third
Games.
mention.
Yeah.
Third mention.
Yay.
Blasting through it.
Yeah.
I guess the question should be next Monday, though.
It may well be
Hopefully.
Numenera.
Yeah.
I'm not going to jinx it by saying it definitely will be, but hopefully next Monday, we are careening towards an ending of this. Actually,
No.
an ending, not the ending. We may well come back and visit these characters in this world at some point in the future. But yes, the journey is heading homewards. Being in the Steadfast is a lot easier traveling than being in the Beyond, and most of the interesting, like, weird shit happens in the Beyond. There's just politics in the Steadfast, which is interesting, but not for me right now. So we are heading towards an ending. So yeah, join us next Monday, or whenever the Monday is that we play the last game or two of Numenera. Is there anything else? How I missed
Raid.
We should raid, yes. And also, I was going to say, speaking of the Benefactor, I think we've just hit 1,000 hours on Chaotic Neutral Games.
Possibly.
I believe we've done that.
We
We've
believe.
stolen that from Benefactor from their,
Sorry, Benefactor. Sorry,
their technical difficulties. But thank you very much for joining us. Even if for the last hour of the 1,000 previous ones we've done, we will be doing a raid, so hang around for that. And unless there's anything else anyone wants to say,
Nah.
Good
Good night,
night.
everyone.
thank you for watching.
And thank
Good
you.
night.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.